Excuse the lighting in this video. Again, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I'm just go ahead and getting this video out. So I got my desk lamp on, trying to get a little bit of light in this. Hold on, let me grab my book off the floor real quick. Alright, so let's get it started. So today's video is going to be about how to lose productively. I have 4 ways in which you can lose productively in the market, especially if you're having some trouble, if you're on a losing streak, or you just don't know how to lose. Like, you're losing and you're allowing yourself to get upset. You're allowing yourself to get down on yourself. This video is going to help you. So the first rule I have of how to lose productively is going to be to not associate your self-worth with your trading results. At the end of the day, every trader takes losses, even the best traders. Every edge takes losses. Every strategy is going to have losses being a part of it. If you allow your self-worth to be determined by your trading results, you're just going to end up in a spiral of up and down, up and down, up and down. I was talking to an older guy the other day, and he gave me some great advice. And he was basically saying, no matter how high you get, or no matter how many accomplishments, basically no matter how many accomplishments or how high you get on the ladder, or how low you get, no matter how bad times get, stay even, stay in the middle, stay consistent, basically. And that can easily be taken in trading. No matter how big of a winning streak you're on, no matter how big of a losing streak you're on, you want to stay even. You want to make sure you stay you. You want to stay at that neutral state of mind that still allows you to show up and execute your edge the exact same way, no matter if you're in a losing streak or you're on a big winning streak. Number 2, I feel like number 2 is the most important. I feel like once you do number 2, you're halfway there. Number 2 is change what losing means to you, or losing / failure, because I'm gonna look at those as the same thing when it comes to the market. As we grow up, losing is such a bad thing. In society, losing is a bad thing. When we're in school, failing, losing, it's all bad. But the reality is, when it comes to real life, when it comes to being an entrepreneur, when it comes to business, when it comes to being an investor, losing is actually one of the greatest things that can happen to you, especially early into something. At the end of the day, I'm going to say a majority of people suck in the beginning, no matter if you're starting at sports, no matter if it's trading, writing, reading, math. Everybody sucks in the beginning. And the only way we get better is if the times that we fail and the times that we lose, we look at them from a positive perspective. The way you look at losing and failure from a positive perspective is you look at it as being able to teach you the lessons and things you need to know, so the next time you try it, you get a more desirable result. It's that simple. Rather than allowing losses and failure to serve so negatively in your mind, it's so many people who would try something once, fail, and they're like, no, man, I failed at it. I'm not doing it again. Or they'll fail twice and be like, no, man, I'm not doing it. I'm not good at it. What do you think will happen? What do you think? Look, it's so many people who failed for years, or it might not have been failing in their eyes, but Tyler Perry, he spent what? He said he spent 5 years putting on shows where every seat was empty, but he kept doing it. And look where Tyler Perry is now. Walt Disney continued to pitch his idea, no matter how many people turned him down. It's so many people who are spending their life savings to go to Disney World just once in their lifetime. And those are just a few examples of people who pushed through adversity, who kept losing and losing and losing and learning from the losing. My saying is, there's no such thing as losses. There's only lessons. If you change what losing is to you, and you can get to the point where you view losses as lessons to be learned so that you're better prepared for the next time, you've already done 50% of the work. You're going to start to welcome the losses, especially in the beginning. You're going to want to take as many losses as possible, because that's where you're really going to learn. You know, learning a strategy from a mentor is just the basis for your trading. You're really not going to get good at it until you go in the market by yourself and study that edge, until you get practice in, until you get losses under your belt that you learn from, and then you learn what makes that edge high probability for you. Because at the end of the day, trying to copy somebody's strategy exactly how they do it, you're never going to do it as good as them. That strategy was made specifically for them. At the end of the day, even if it's only one or two things, it's going to be some things that you have to adjust about it to make it fit you better. That makes the strategy unique to you, even if it's very, very similar to the way your mentor may do it. But that one is probably the most important one to me. The third thing is going to be consistency. And what I mean by that is you have to desire consistency over everything. And that's similar to the saying I was saying earlier about not getting too high, not getting too low, but always staying in the middle. At the end of the day, your trading should be plain, cut and dry, and what some people would even say is boring. You should be showing up at the same time every day. You should be looking to execute the exact same edge every day, and you should have some behaviors off the charts that you're executing every day. Now, some people might be saying, why does my off the charts behaviors matter? Well, you got to remember, trading is nothing but a reflection of you. There's no way you could be inconsistent off the charts and think you're just going to show up and be a consistent person on the charts. No, if you're not consistent, it's going to show in your trading. If you are consistent, it's going to show in the way you execute your trading plan. So it's very important to pick some behaviors, whether it's working out, reading, writing, spending 30 minutes on the charts, but find some productive behaviors that you execute every day, because that consistency that you have in executing those is going to carry over to the charts for you. And at the end of the day, if you want to be consistently profitable, you have to be consistent in executing your edge, and you need to be consistent on and off the charts for that to carry over on the day to day basis. At the end of the day, this is a long journey, but it's one day at a time. Every day is a new journey, and you want to be consistent in it. Now, that don't mean you have to do everything the exact same way every day, but you want to pick 2 or 3 behaviors that you execute every single day, no excuses, no matter what. And number 4 is going to be evaluate your losses before moving on to the next trade, or just before moving on from them, period. So many people just lose and try to just chalk it up. Lose and try to just chalk it up. Like, some of the best traders can do that now because they've afforded themselves the right to do that, and they execute their edge very consistently. So they know that when they're taking a loss, it literally is just a loss because, hey, every strategy takes losses. However, somebody who's new, somebody who's struggling, somebody who's not consistently profitable, that's probably not the case for you. So you taking the approach of just losing and moving on is not going to help you. If you keep jumping the trades early and you're not evaluating it to actually identify that that's what's happening, guess what? You're just going to keep jumping in trades early until you get sick and tired and quit, or until you get sick and tired and actually be real with yourself and actually start evaluating your losses. When it comes to evaluating your losses, you have to be real with yourself about your losses. If you were being greedy, you got to be real about that. If you were jumping the gun, you got to be real about that. If you entered late, you got to be real about that. So many people make excuses for why they lost and then just move on and keep making the same mistakes. No, you have to be able to be real with yourself and say, I fucked up. At the end of the day, this is a long journey. If you're in trading, you should be looking at it from a long-term perspective. You making mistakes one day doesn't compare to you trading for 10 years, man. One day compared to 10 years isn't shit. And so you need to think of it and understand it from that way. Okay, if I had a bad day today, I don't need to make an excuse for it. Let me be real about it so I can learn from it and not make this mistake again. And pretty much those are the 4 ways in which you're going to be able to lose in a productive manner. And when I say lose productively, it means to get better regardless of the fact. If you're winning, of course you're getting better. But it's not many people who know how to get better from losing. So I'm going to go over those 4 again. Just summarizing them. The first one is don't tie your trading results to your personal self-value. You're going to fuck yourself up if you do that. You got to keep them completely separate. No matter if you're on a big losing streak, no matter if you're on a big winning streak, you want to view yourself in the same light either way. Number two, which I said I feel like personally is the most important, change what losing means to you. If you have a negative definition of what it means to lose, then you might as well not even fucking trade, because you're going to lose in this market. I'll say that again. You are going to lose in this fucking market. It's that fucking simple. You're going to lose at some point. Everybody does. And if you just maintain this negative definition of what it means to lose, you're going to get destroyed and you're going to quit at some point. Sad to say. But if you're somebody who can begin to view losses as lessons, you look at losses as an opportunity to learn something you don't know, so that the next time you're better suited to be on the winning side of the trade instead of the losing side of the trade. You might be okay in this market. You just got to put in that time, get those battle scars, and things can work out for you if you can change the way you look at losses. Number three is you got to want consistency over everything. Fuck the results. Your job is to show up every day and execute your trading plan every day. And that's not me saying trade every day. Sometimes executing your trading plan is actually not trading at all. I know that sounds crazy, but part of your trading plan is that if your edge is not there, that you're not going to trade. So sometimes your trading plan is to not trade at all. But at the end of the day, your job is to show up, do whatever your behaviors are that you do to make sure you're consistent off the charts, and then being consistent when you show up to the charts and executing your trading plan consistently when you show up to the charts. Whether you take wins or losses, you shouldn't give a fuck about that. At the end of the day, your job is to focus on the process. The results will take care of themselves. Focus on the process of showing up consistently every single day. And number four, the last one, is evaluate your losses before you move on. And I'm going to call this one also, be fucking real with yourself. That's what I'm going to call that one too. You need to be real with yourself about why you're losing trades, what's going on. Now again, if you're executing your strategy consistently and you're just taking a few losses, you just chalk those up. That was happen with any strategy. But when you're making mental errors, when you have things going on, when you know you didn't execute your trade right, you jumped in too early, you jumped in too late, when you know you're the cause of those mistakes, be real with your fucking self about it and try to learn from them before moving to the next trade. If I just lose and I know it was something I did and I don't evaluate it and just move to the next trade, it's very, very likely that I'm going to make that same mistake again on the next trade. However, if I lose, take 10 to 15 minutes to go over the trade, especially, and realize, okay, where I fucked up and what I can do differently. Now when I go to the next trade, the likeliness of me making that same mistake is not as high. And that's the goal. At the end of the day, like I said in the beginning, everybody sucks in the beginning. The goal is to keep learning while you suck from the losses that you're taking, so that with every loss, you're learning something new and able to apply that to your trading and get better and better and better and better and better and better until you're to the point where you're able to be consistently profitable in this market. So these are some things that really help me. A lot of people talk about what it takes to win, what it takes to be successful, but not many people talk about how to lose in this market, because it's the one thing that is inevitable. It's the one thing that's going to happen. If you want to be an investor, a trader of any kind, you're going to lose. So I thought this was just be a nice video that might be able to help somebody who's in a losing streak or is thinking about getting into trading and think they're not going to lose. This is the reality check. You're going to fucking lose. And maybe some of these things don't resonate with you, but hopefully this can help some people understand how they can actually be productive when they're losing and not look at it from such a negative standpoint to where they end up quitting. At the end of the day, the whole name of the game is just, you have to stay in it. At the end of the day, you never know when things can turn around for you in this market. So you just want to make sure you have the capital and mentally you're prepared and able to keep showing up every day regardless of the results. And that's why this is a process-driven market. If you're looking only at the outcome, man, you are probably not gonna make it, just being real. But hopefully this helps somebody, man. It's pretty late, but if you watch this video, I love you, man, and